Last month, we talked on this show about Ridgeland Farms, a controversial Wisconsin dog breeding facility and one of the nation's largest suppliers of dogs for laboratory testing. Their story is one animal advocates have watched closely over the last year, ever since state investigators uncovered violations of anti-cruelty law. The facility was told to give up its breeding license by July 1st, and back in May, hundreds of dogs were transferred to animal rescues like Big Dog Ranch, but hundreds more remained. So Big Dog Ranch, animal advocates, and the Trump administration stepped in.
Today we're highlighting a major win for animal welfare. Ridgeland Farms, a dog breeding facility that supplied animals for research, will transfer its remaining 475 beagles to a large, cage-free, no-kill dog rescue.
Now, as those dogs get their second chance at life, we had an opportunity to meet a few who've already made it to new forever homes. Well, Robert, I'm so curious how Paws of War ended up as part of the Ridgeland Beagle rescue. I think a lot of people follow this story, but how did you guys get involved?
So right after Big Dog Ranch was able to successfully get their freedom released, we were able to take 10 into our care, and it was just a very rewarding opportunity for this organization to be part of that.
Yeah, and to have the opportunity to then pair them with people who have served our communities and our country is even more exciting. And I know we have some folks over here. Mike, great to meet you.
Nice
Thank
to meet
you
you
so much. You have Gus here, and I know that you served in New York with the NYPD for quite a long time. And then, okay, John, I know that you served our country in the Navy. Thank you for your service.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have Charlie, and Charlie is a name that's special to me because I had a dog named Charlie who we lost in February, but Charlie looks right at home here. And this is Lioness. And Ed, I know that you and your wife served in New York City as officers as well for a long time. We're grateful for all you did. I'm curious to hear from all of you guys. You know, people wonder, how is it when these dogs have lived their lives in a lab? How do they, you know, react whenever they come into a home? Mike, what's been your experience?
Very shy in the beginning. So we were very slow with him, quiet, showed hands, and we've had him a month, and he has done 180 degrees. He's jumping on us. He's really adapted well, but a little skittish in the beginning, and you know, you feel bad. You hear the story and you see the videos. It's disgusting, and he's really come a long way.
Yeah, and I know you've only had Charlie for about a week.
Yes.
But he looks very comfortable. So I don't know. It seems like it's going well, John.
It's going well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, yes. And credit to his older brother Beans, the Beagle Basset. He just follows his routine, and they're inseparable. And he's just very curious. You know, in the house, he's just curious about everything. A very curious dog, and you know, I see his tail up and he's wagging, and it makes us feel great.
Well, Ed, did you see any remnants of what Linus went through in the labs whenever he came home?
Yeah, absolutely. He was very afraid. He's never walked on thick grass before, and it was like he was walking on snow and lifting his legs, and he's like, what's this? He's never ascended stairs before, but now he does that. He's got the roam of the house, and now you can see his personality has changed, and he's a much happier dog than he was, but he's still getting used to the sounds and sights of the city.
Yeah. Well, I want to say to all three of you guys, thank you. Thanks for not just adopting, but especially adopting these dogs. It's so amazing that they're getting another chance at life. All right, Robert, so this is Paws of War. Tell me generally about what made you want to start this organization and why it's different than other rescues.
So the mission behind Paws of War started with the passion for bringing our dogs and cats who were left behind while our military members were serving overseas, and they wanted to get those animals back.
Right.
Then we learned from there how our veterans who once served were struggling with PTSD and traumatic brain injuries, and dogs really made a big difference in their life. And this is where it all happens, right here. So in the 10 years, we probably saved over 3,000 animals.
Wow.
The lives are being changed on both ends of the leash, and they really are. It's making tremendous, tremendous strides, and that's why we wake up every morning knowing we can do it again.
So Robert, obviously we have all of the beagles that you guys just got this week from Ridgeland here at your facility. It's going to take a while, though, for them to become normal dogs, right? But I actually think people may be surprised how well they'll adapt.
So they right now don't even know they're dogs. They come in, they're coming from a very, very difficult environment, but as we transition them to the families, as we've seen with the adopters, they're coming around. When you see them and they're shut down, that's how they lived.
Right.
They lived like that. They weren't dogs, they were products. We see them from shaking and not knowing if we're going to hurt them. They don't know if they're going back to where they came from. Who knows what's going through their mind?
Right.
But one thing we do know is they're safe.
Well, I know that it's a big job, and I know you've got a team behind you helping you every step of the way. So we have Jody, you're in charge of adoptions, and Ray, you're in charge of the veterans program, right?
Correct.
So tell me, Jody, about, Paws of War, about what you do here, and about how fulfilling the process is to see the change on both ends.
We basically interview veterans, first responders, find perfect matches for them. In terms of the Beagles, they are traumatized little souls. These dogs were born in a lab. They spent their whole life being tortured. They've never been walked on leashes, so we have to carry them out. We have to teach them how to go potty. We teach them how to keep their runs clean and basically get them ready for adoption. And then when the dogs are adopted, they can participate in our free group obedience training. Our adopters go home with hundreds of dollars worth of supplies, and they make lifelong friends. So it's not only about adopting the dog, but it's making relationships, and that's why our program is so different. We build relationships. We're a family, and that's what we do.
How fulfilling is it when you hear full circle that you have helped someone recognize how beneficial a dog could be?
Every story is extremely the same, but extremely unique. They're kind of lost with their own head, I guess, a little bit, and we kind of bring them back to society a little bit, bring them in within the group of Paws of War family, and try to help them.
So Lara, this is Michael, and this is Storm. We play Storm with Michael, and he's been wanting a buddy for Storm.
So you are adopting one of these Ridgeland Beagles today, Michael. First of all, thank you for your service to our country. And I first want to hear from you about Storm, because I know when we were talking off camera, you said that Storm saved your life.
We save each other. That's why our motto is, helping both ends of the leash,
If someone is watching out there right now who maybe served our country, maybe is struggling a little bit and isn't sure the next step, what would you say to that person right now?
pawsofwar.org. Fill out that application. This dog saves my life literally every day. It's amazing what an animal can do. It's just unconditional love. Unconditional. I can throw out the garbage for 5 seconds or be gone for 5 hours, and that welcome you home is the same. It's just, it's unbelievable.